Hey, Evangelist Celia here. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat. It's a Thursday, everybody. It's a Thursday. As you join in, I'm going to ask that you share the live. I'm going to ask that you like the live. Go ahead right away and like up the live. And if you are new, if you're coming across this channel for the very first time, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to ask that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to ask that you watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, comment on the videos. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back, guys. I love you. I appreciate all of you guys. And just in case you have forgotten, I'm going to ask that you go ahead and like the live, share the live with somebody, yes, comment on the videos. Guys, please remember to turn on your notification bells, because by turning on the notification bells, this is how you are going to be notified whenever time I go live or whenever time I upload a content on the channel. Now, just in case you are wondering what is happening right now, this is a Thursday. We do Let's Chat on a Thursday. So we meet over here and we discuss important issues, everyday issues. Yes, some of those issues that may not be discussed in your churches and so forth, we meet over here and we discuss. I go live on YouTube every Thursday 10:30 a.m. and every Sunday 4 p.m. So if you haven't tuned in on a Sunday yet, don't miss this Sunday. For sure, tune in this Sunday 4 p.m. Come expecting a blessing. If you are not yet following me on TikTok, then you can go ahead and follow. The name I go by on TikTok is Fruitful Celia. I go live over TikTok every Monday 10:30 a.m., every Wednesday 10:30 a.m., and every Friday 10:30 a.m. And this week coming, the prayer marathon will begin. Yes, so for sure you definitely don't want to miss it. We will be on TikTok of next week, which is this week coming, Monday 3 a.m., Wednesday 3 a.m., and then we will be over YouTube, Thursday 3 a.m. in the morning, Friday 3 a.m. in the morning. I will be praying, interceding, doing some yoke breaking prayers. So for sure, keep the date, save the date, and make sure you are a part of it. Welcome, come on in, guys. Let me see who is here already. I'm sure I saw Sister Shirley, Sister Faith, Gawain, Sasha, who else? Michelle Thompson, Terrian Query, Terika, who else? Felicia. Let me see who else. Who else am I seeing? All right, come on in, guys. Lasita, Claudette, Sashala, Trudy, Marcia, and come on in, everybody. Come on in. Share the live with somebody. Share the live, guys. As you join in, go ahead and like the live. We are going to discuss this morning. We are going to discuss this topic this morning. You know, this is one of the topics that, let me tell you, it is one of those topics where I get really radical on. Beverly, a blessed Thursday. Natalia, come on in, guys. When it comes on to abuse, then let me tell you something. This is one of the topics that I get really radical on. And I think I'm gonna edit the title. Because I don't want it to be biased, because men also undergo abuse in marriage. And if you notice, I didn't say relationship. I didn't say relationship. Rochelle, welcome. Marva, welcome. Come on in, guys. Remember, like the live as you come on in. So I think I'm going to edit the topic. I don't want to seem biased. by just saying when you marry an abusive husband. I don't want to seem biased, but I want it to be, I want to equal. I want to balance the scales because not only men are abusive, but women, some women are also abusive, but I think it's a little, it's more on the male side, all right? It's more on the male side. So I think I'm going to edit the topic. Tamika, come on in. Maureen, come on in, guys. Come on in. I don't want to start and anybody, most persons to be left behind. I want everybody to just to be in time for the discussion. Yes, Claudette, welcome. Welcome, 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 guys. And if you are not following me on Facebook as yet, you can go ahead and follow me, Evangelist Celia, on Facebook. There is also a ministry page there, Evangelist Celia's ministry. Yes, Marcia, a very rough topic. Marcia described the topic as rough. Yes, I agree, rough. That one here, it's rough. Paula, welcome. This one is very rough, and this one is something that this one is so common. This one is so common, not only amongst Jamaican, but it is on a worldwide scale. This one is so common. So common. Come on. Rough topic. And we're going to discuss. And I want you, we do it on a Thursday. You are going to give me your thoughts on it. You're going to talk to me in the comment sections. Blessing Janet, you're going to talk to me in the comment section. All right, so we are going to discuss. And we're going to reason this one out. We are going to reason because a lot of our females, a lot of our sisters, yes, our brothers also believe that when they marry, whatever is going on in that marriage, they should just keep quiet and they should just endure. I don't see it that way. Welcome, Carrion. I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. Yes, you made a covenant, but there are also some principles that governs the marriage. There are also some rules and some principles that governs that marriage. Doesn't necessarily mean that if you are in a marriage and if you are being abused physically, yeah, you should remain in that marriage. No, just remain and keep quiet. No, I don't see it that way. Lisa's World, welcome. Come on in, guys. Share the live. Go ahead. Let me share so some persons can know. Let me do some quick share. And you guys go ahead and share also. Go ahead and share also. All right, come on in, everybody. How is everybody feeling today, by the way? Are you guys, or how is everybody feeling? In spite of, because I know we are all going through situations. So in spite of the situation that you may be going through presently, I'm sure that you are still grateful. All right, so there some more persons should see. All right, blessed. Yes, that's it. That's the spirit. So Lisa says she's blessed in spite of. Lasita says she's doing great in spite of. Trudy says she's feeling blessed. I'm feeling blessed also. It's a blessing to be alive. I am always grateful to be alive. Yes, I am always grateful to be alive. Always. So if you notice the topic, guys, I didn't say relationship. I didn't say relationship, but I said marriage. Yes, marriage. All right. Karen says she's okay. Sasha, doing good. Wonderful, wonderful. I didn't say relationship, but I said marriage. In Genesis, where for those of us who are reading our Bibles, we know that the first marriage took place in Genesis, in the Garden of Eden, between Adam and Eve. All right? We can say without a shadow of a doubt that that was the first marriage. And marriage is a God-ordained covenant. It is a God-ordained covenant relationship between a man and a woman. And I quote, look here, let me say it again. A marriage is a God-ordained relationship between a man and a woman. So anything outside of that, any two gender that is the same that come together, anything outside of what God says a marriage is, what he ordains that a marriage should be, which is between a man and a woman. So anything outside of that, then I don't know, I definitely don't know what it is, but it's not a marriage. Marriage is between a man and a woman. And I'm going to leave it at that and focus on the discussion at hand. The Bible teaches that husbands should love their wives. The Bible teaches that husbands should love their wives. Vice versa, wives should love their husbands also. No, when persons marry, when people marry and marry wrong, meaning marry without getting the confirmation from God. You know, some people, they get married for different reasons. Some people get married because of looks. Some get married because of the whole asset that the other person may have. Some persons marry for so many different reasons. And that is where they marry wrong. So whenever time a man or a woman make the decision to get married without consulting God, that is where the problem lies. So many persons now are getting married because of what the man has to offer them, because of monetary gains, because they want to be a part of a particular group, or because they want to be a part of a particular society. And whenever time somebody gets married, whenever time somebody gets married without the confirmation or the consent from God, it is that marriage is definitely going to fail, it will crumble. And that is why we have so many marriages end up not working. Now, let's get to the matter of hand. Whenever time the man approaches the woman, or when even before that, whenever time the man see the sister where him like, yeah, and that is the sister him want to be him wife, and him just go ahead and say, all right, me I go just take things in my own and I'm gonna propose, me I go step to her, because that is how we would say it. Him step to her. Him no consult God about it. You're gonna have a problem. And whenever time the sister accept the marriage proposal without even consulting God, you're going to have a problem. A lot of people, what they do, they accept the ring and then they consult God. Even when they consult and the Lord says no, they still go ahead because what? Maybe the man they rich. Maybe the man there have some vehicle, maybe he own car mart. Maybe he have some things where you say, yes, man, those are the things I want my husband to have, and so on and so forth. So this sister just go ahead and say, yes, accept, without even consulting God. And even when God is being consulted and God said, no, that is not your husband, that is not your wife, you're still going ahead with it. Because everything look like it go work out in your side, everything look like it going to work in your favor. When you get married, and that man is not who you thought that man was, because they have a word, they say, see me a one, come live with me a two. Yeah. In the when you're courting, everything seems nice. The man act all nice. You get roses, you get chocolate, you get this nice treatment. But as soon as the ring go on the finger, if that person was pretending, may God help you. And the part that I want to look on, the Bible says, husbands, love your wives. Now I am thinking, is it that some of our sisters don't know what love is? Or is it that their self-esteems are so low? Or is it because of pride, which the Bible speaks against? Pride cometh before a fall. What is it that is allowing our sisters to stay in these marriages? Them undergo kick, them undergo thump, box, all different type of abuse, you can name it. And they are keeping quiet. They are not saying anything. They are not seeking to help themselves. Is it that some of our sisters, the vows we take when we get married, the vow says for better or for worse. The vows say for richer or for poor. The better or for worse. It doesn't mean that are you supposed to deliberately accept the worst, because that is what a lot of our sisters are doing. For richer or for poor, until death do us part. Is it? And I want you guys to talk to me. Does these vows mean that because the vows that you took with your husband or your wife say, until death do us part, does it mean say if the husband beat you, you feel stay in the marriage and make the husband kill you? Does it mean that that marriage should cost you your life? Remember, take note. The Bible says, husbands, love your wives. Is that love? Is that love? Marriage is governed by principle. Marriage is governed by principle. What Trudy say? Trudy say because them want cute man, that's why. So Trudy say because them want cute man, that's why them stay and get the lick. But Trudy, let me tell you something. I understand what you are saying, but a lot of these men were beat them wives, them not cute. A lot of these men, were beat them wife, then don't cute, And as for me, men are not cute. They are handsome. So a lot of these men, they are not that handsome. So because of handsome, you're going to stay in that marriage and let it cost you your life. Sasha says, sometimes the man that is it. Sasha says, sometimes the man not even cute. No. A sister asked me once, a lady asked me once, Evangelist, if I am in my marriage and my husband is physically abusive, My husband is physically abusive. What would you suggest that I do? Should I stay in that marriage or should I run? Should I leave? She said, should I stay in that marriage or should I leave? I said to the lady, I am not going to tell you what to do, That marriage is between you and your husband and God. But as for me, there is no if, nor no maybe. If I should leave, I would have run. And when I say I would run and don't look back. Not even Usain Bolt couldn't catch me. I would run and don't look back. Look here. A lot of our sisters would be alive today if they had leave out of that abusive marriage. Whenever time your husband get all abusive and start box you, kick you, and thump you, me say some of them man here, then give some of the woman them some lick. Then give some of the woman them some thump. Then fight them like, and it's not even a fight, then beat them as if they not even an animal. Not even an animal. You should inflict so much beating on or some of those licks on. Not even an animal. And as long as your husband start to kick you and box you and thump you and do all sort of things, God is not in that marriage. The principle is there. He broke the covenant already. He is the one that broke the covenant already. If the Bible says that you are supposed to love me, the Bible not say you're supposed to beat me, abuse me. And somebody is saying, Natalia is saying, no, Cheryl says, some pastor tell them to stay. Stay now what? Some pastor tell their members to stay in the marriage and say as some marriage go. Look here, any pastor that tells his member, say, just stay there, the image go change. Then that pastor need to go back. That pastor need to go back and go check what the Bible says. How will that man change? It is only God that can change somebody. And if somebody does not want to change, then somebody, that person will not change. If somebody don't avail themselves to change, if they don't want to change, they will not change. Listen, me never say I want to divorce them, I didn't say to file for a divorce, I don't want anybody to get me wrong, But I would never tell a woman who is in an abusive marriage where them husband beat them day and night, where them husband kick them down and box them down. I would never tell them stay. I would say leave. Leave out of it. I didn't say divorce, because people can change. If they want to change, God, nothing is impossible with God, but I would never tell a sister to stay in a marriage where that husband is. Look here, that man can just give you one lick and you don't get up back. If you had left yesterday, probably you wouldn't get that lick there. So to them beat you and you decide, say, you're going to stay. Tomorrow, you give you one lick and you don't recover. Now, if you had left yesterday, your story would have there would be another ending to that story, a different ending. But him beat you every day for the week, and you are still in there. What are you waiting on? Eventually, he is going to take your life. There are a lot of our sisters today at the marriage where them inner send them an early grave. A lot of our sisters today, because of the marriage that they decide to stay in the abusive marriage, them have mental breakdown. They cannot hold a spoon. I know of persons that are in abusive, that were in abusive marriage, and because of that marriage cannot be able to hold a spoon steady. Can't hold a spoon. The sister can't hold a spoon in her hand to take up not even a spoon of rice or a spoon of tea. All because what? In the name of staying, I call that a lack of knowledge. And the Bible says a lack of knowledge make what? People perish. A lot of people are perishing because of a lack of knowledge. And a lot of our sisters are going to an early grave because of a lack of knowledge. A lot of our sisters miss a limb from their body because of a lack of knowledge. Because what? They choose to stay in a marriage that is going to, it more fit them life than how them feel live. So Lasita said, all in a coma. Send them in a coma. You're so right. Trudy said, once a beater, always a beater. Yes, Maureen, and I am so glad you said that. A lot of our sisters choose to stay because of what people are going to say. No, you are going to make because of what people are going to say. You know, live out your days. You are going to make because of what people are going to say. You die a premature death. You are going to look on because of what people are going to say. You make the man send you in a psychiatric ward. You are going to make because of what people is going to say. You lose your eyes. Some of them are one thumb, then getting at them face. And them eyesight gone. Some of them, the man, them lick out them teeth out of them mouth. And I am saying to myself, is it that some of our ladies, our women, what is it? What is more? Somebody if you tell me, help me out. Help me out here on the live. Help me on the live here. What is it that is what keeps our sisters in these relationships? What are they hanging on to? Is it because of pride? Are they so prideful? Let me tell you something. Sometimes when you believe are you alone in a situation, it just takes one person to step. Sometimes when you step, you are leading by example. Sometimes when you make the decision, say, look here, I am not going to sell myself short. Me not stay in this. I didn't marriage for this. I didn't get married to be a slave. I didn't get married to be a beaten stick. Sometimes when you make that decision and say, I refuse to accept this, you will be surprised to see how many more sisters step out, make the decision, say they will not accept no abuse. They will not accept no abuse. I didn't get married to you for you to beat me. I didn't get married to you for me to become your beaten stick, for me to become your slave. And let me tell you something. If you see in the top, if you see in the title like hashtag narcissist, that's what a narcissist is. A lot of these men, they are narcissists. They beat the woman, they abuse them. And let me tell you what they do. Reverse psychology they use on them. When they beat them, they let the wives feel as if it is their fault. Them tell them say them cause it. In other words, that is what them say. It is your fault. And you stay there in that situation till eventually you accept, say, it is my fault that he beats me. It is my fault, say my box me down. And my fault, say my kick me down. Narcissist. That is how they behave. And let me tell you something. They have no empathy for their wives. It doesn't matter what they do to them. They have no emotional feeling. You know, when people would have do something wrong and you can't see it on them face, say, them sorry. Them not even have to come up right out and say, I am sorry. You see, the narcissist, no emotion. They don't have they don't have no empathy towards another human being. That is how they are. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Sometimes it is what the man can do in the bedroom. Yes. Because me I wonder where them a hold on pan. What is keeping them? Why them decide their mind say them are going to endure them lick here? Santia say, staying in these relationships because of fear, dependence on the spouse, children, and being judged. Yes. Yes. We talk about being judged. Yeah. Where our sisters are looking on what people are going to say. Culture and community. Yes. This is, you're so right. You are so right. You are so right. What the community, it's the culture. And I would agree somewhat. Way back in, like in our grandmother's days, they used to just accept whatever treatment. Majority of them would just accept whatever treatment the husbands gives to them. But in this new age and time that we are living in, I believe more of our women, in comparison to then, are actually taking a stand, claiming their independence. Being independent is a big factor also. Some of our sisters, they decide to stay because they are dependent, solely dependent on the husbands. And I don't believe it should come down to that. I don't believe it should come down to that. Where because I am dependent on you, I am solely dependent on you, I am going to stay and take all this abuse. I am going to stay and take all of these abuse to my body. No, I don't believe it should come down to that. In the public view, they appear to have a good relationship. So it's hard for the woman to prove other. Oh, Jesus. Truth. Do you know that a lot of persons, as she made that point, a lot of persons, they pretend like their relationship is going so well. That is what everybody on the outside sees. But when they are not in the public's eye, they're not in the eye of the public, it's a whole another thing. If you should really know what goes on inside some person's marriage, inside, no, I am not talking when we, the public, see them on the road, see them on photographs, this make-believe, this charade of a good marriage, because I always say there is no such thing as the perfect marriage. Marriage is a work in progress. Sorry, but sorry. But I believe, as she says, I believe a lot of these sisters decide to stay because they pretend to people like they have a good husband, like they have a perfect marriage, like their marriage good, better than for everybody else. I believe this is one of the reasons why they cannot, when they lick them start get the lick them, they cannot say anything. They are afraid. They are afraid to say that my husband is abusive, my husband treat me like garbage. I believe this is one of the reasons for sure. Sorry, guys. Sister Faith says, sometimes they stay because they lack their lack of love. They lack love growing up. Yes. They lack love growing up. And they think that's love because that is how they see their mom and their dad live. That is what I was saying yesterday. When our sisters decide to stay in these abusive relationship, marriage, and our girls, the kids that are there, say, for instance, there's a daughter and a son, and the daughter witness every day, every other day, daddy a beat up mommy, and mommy stay in the beating, then that girl, that young girl, eventually believes that it is okay for your husband to beat you. The son that is there every day or every other day, he witness, see, daddy, I thumb down mommy, my box down mommy, my do mommy all of these abusive things. Then that son, when he grows older, he believes, he's now growing to believe that that is the way a man should treat a woman. And this cycle, this pattern now, it is a pattern because that is how when I was younger, I see my father treat my mother and my mother accepted it. Now, I am going to grow up believing that when I grow up, I should also accept this treatment from my husband. And the son is going to treat his wife the same also. And then it becomes a cycle. It becomes a cycle. And nobody, everybody is fearful to say, no, this is not the way to be treated. Everybody just accept. Everybody just accept it. Then it becomes a cycle. And sooner or later, somebody is going to lose their life. Somebody is going to lose their life. Because how much beating can one person? How much beating can one person endure? All right. Rochelle say, they are afraid to start over and they don't want to be alone. Sometimes they think they might not find another person. And that is why I say low self-esteem. Don't think that way. Don't think that way. Your priority should be what is your best interest. Your priority should be you. You not think of finding nobody else. Not think of starting over. Because starting over not all the time means you're going to go and look for another husband. Because remember, you're still married now, you know. Remember, you're still married. Separation no mean divorce. Take note, I want somebody to get that in their head. Separation doesn't mean divorce. All right? You are still married, even though you have to walk out. You have to separate yourself. You are still married. All right? Marva said, it's my well-being. I don't care what people have to say. I am going to leave. All right. Sansia says, I've lived in a community and women were beaten often and they themselves would brag that it is because of it's because her boyfriend loves her. Oh my God. Sister Sansi, I feel it so much. I sympathize with this individual because if that is what she thinks is love, then truly something mentally, she need to get a mental. She need to be mentally assessed. Yes, man. And that is what I was saying. I believe when persons turn adult and they believe that this is love, it's because of how they were brought up as children. They have been enduring this from a child. They were seeing this. That these persons need a mental evaluation. When they believe that if them husband no beat them no love them, they need psychiatric help. Something mentally. Something mentally happen. And I know something overnight. When people talk like this, it's because of how they were brought up. Lack of love. So they know themselves believe, say, if I don't get a beating from my husband, then him don't love me. I really pray for those persons. Really and truly pray for those persons. Corporate women, bless you, Marcia Morrison. Corporate women also endure being beaten because of their status. Oh, yes. Enough of them are take the lick because of their status in society. And they want to maintain this image. So them say, guess what? I cannot come out and say, look at the title that I have. Look at my status in society. Look at my status. I am the Minister of Education. No, I'm not saying that the Minister of Education is being beaten. I am just using that as an example. I am a politician's daughter. I am the principal for this school. I cannot come out and say that I am being beaten. Why not? Why not? If you cannot come out and say that you are being beaten, then you should also think this way as well. You can't come out and say you're being beaten. One of these days, then maybe, just maybe, you will make the headlines of not being beaten, but being killed. So when they are just looking on it one side, I am the minister's daughter, I am the leader, I am the principal, I am a doctor, I am the governor general's daughter, I hold so many titles. I cannot come out and say that I am being beaten. Society is going to look down on me. Society, you might just make the headlines. You might just make the headlines. Not being beaten, but being killed. Trudy says, sometimes the men beat them to sickness, then leave them for someone else. Oh my God. Bless you, Angie. Guys, remember to like the live. Continue to share. Janet says, some don't want to leave the assets and the length of time being married. What is worth more than your life? And this is it, you know. Our sisters are not thinking. Our ladies are not thinking. Janet says some of them don't want to leave the assets. So they don't want to leave the car and they don't want to leave the house and so on. And they are looking on the length of time that they have been with this person. What is worth more? Is there anything that is worth more than your life? Is there anything that is value more than your life? I don't know for anybody else, but nothing, no asset, no car, no house is more valuable than my life. There is nothing that can be sold to replace my life. And I believe that our ladies should be thinking like this. Is it worth it? Look, Penny, is this thing worth my life? That is how our ladies should be thinking. Is this house worth my life? Are these cars, are they worth my life? No, they don't worth my life. I'm sure they don't worth my life. Andreen said, I know persons who they can't leave because of nowhere to live and because of their kids. There is always a way out. There is always a way out. Let me tell you something. You see, ladies, you see, women, and if you guys agree, type agree in the chat. Andreen said, she know of persons who they can't leave because of nowhere to live and because of their kids. And I want you ladies to agree now. Let me tell you something. You see, woman is the most strongest being on this earth. We know how to think. You see, when we want things to be done, we find ways to get it done. Women are smart. Women are smart. You know that behind every successful man, there have to be a very smart lady, a very strong woman. When we as ladies want things to happen, we find ways to make things happen. How we are the look here, man. We are strength. Women are strong. So there is no woman on this earth where them are going to say, me want to leave, but me can't. You don't want to leave yet. If you are going to say, me want to leave, but me can't leave, me don't have nowhere to go. You don't want to leave yet. You know, look here, when we want things to be done, we find ways to get it done. And I believe this is one of the excuses a lot of our sisters make when they don't want to leave. They say they want to leave, but they don't have nowhere to go. I know Sky you drop from. How did you get here in the first place? How did you get here in the first place? I believe that is an excuse a lot of our sisters make, a lot of our women make when they don't want to leave. Them see the situation bad, the abuse bad, but because they don't want to leave, they will make the excuse and say they don't have anywhere to go. How did you get here? Sansia say, in the recent news, the prominent lady that was killed, alleged in murder, suicide, is now being told to have been abused by her husband, and no one did anything. No, Sansia, this is where I always come in when I listen these news and they are saying no one did anything. Why aren't you the individual? Don't depend on anybody to do anything. Don't depend on anybody to do anything. Why don't you, the individual, do something? Why wasn't she doing anything? Because that persons are always quick to point finger on other people. Why didn't she do something? Why didn't she do something? And I believe this is one of the things that they use to polish, that they use to have as an excuse, point fingers at other people. You were in the abuse. You are in the abuse. Why are you not doing anything? Did you at any point in time ask for help? Did you at any point in time try to help yourself? And I believe that should be the question. It is not for the persons that are not in the marriage to do something. It is for you. Did you ask for help? Did you ask for assistance? Some of them, what they do, they will say, let me tell you, this a go on, James a beat me. Let me tell you something, but not tell nobody. You know, say Jack a beat me. And before they tell you, them a tell you, say, don't tell nobody. They want you to keep it in confidence. Don't tell anybody. I don't want anybody to know. You don't want anybody to know because you don't want to leave. That is why you don't want anybody to know. Rochelle say, Santia says, a lot of women don't have anywhere to go because they have no family love. And I will go back and say, I know most family you have to go. It no must have to be a family member. It doesn't must have to be a family member that you have to leave and go to. It doesn't have to be a family member. Let me see what Rochelle say. Nothing should stop you from leaving an abusive marriage, especially if you have children. Your children should be your main motivation. That's it, to leave. Your children should be one, especially when you have pitney. You should look on them and say, look here, man. Because let me tell you something. If the husband is abusing you, then most times, 98% of the time, the children are being abused also. 98% of the time, the children are also victims of abuse. And I am going to stand up and say, I will not let my children go through all of this. I am going to protect my children. I will not let my daughter grow up in believing that this is the way that her husband should treat her. I am not going to let my son grow up in believing that this is the way he should treat his wife. No, you're going to take a stand. Charmaine says, I do agree with what you are saying, and there is always a way out of if they truly want to get out. That's it. Sansia says, I don't believe that it is an excuse for them not to leave, because I know of someone who can't afford to pay rent and no one to give her somewhere to live. All right, so Sansia, let's go back a bit. You say you don't believe that it is an excuse. All right, so let me go back a little bit. Then it would be fair to say it's not an excuse for some of them, because you know of somebody personally. Yes, you know of somebody personally. So it's not an excuse, but some of them, Sister Sansi, some of them, it is an excuse. Maybe not for everybody, because you know of an individual who really and truly don't have nowhere to go, as you put it. But some of them, it is an excuse. I also know of persons who they are working. They are working, earning a salary where them can pay their rent. I know of more than one persons. They are working, earning a salary where she is able to pay her rent. In fact, she is even earning more than what the husband is earning. And she choose to stay in the abuse, stating all of these excuses, some simple excuses. They don't have nowhere to go. How can you don't have nowhere to go and you are working, earning a salary where you will be able to pay your rent? In fact, if you decide to leave, if you should decide to leave, the expense on the individual would even be less. So some of them, maybe there are a few, it would be fair to truly say that there are a few, yes, who might not really see them way out. But some of them, they can, but they chose to stay. Let me read another comment. Lasita says, some of us ladies will leave the abuse marriage and see the man with another woman and get jealous instead of feeling sorry for that lady that don't know what she's coming into. Definitely, you're right. I agree. Trudy says, sometimes the man don't want the wife to have no relationship with family or friends. And, you know, I'm glad that you made this point, because if you are in a marriage, a relationship, and your husband doesn't want you to have a relationship with your relatives, doesn't want you to have friends, that is a red light right there. That should tell you something right away. Why would your husband not want you to have a relationship with your relatives? Why would your husband don't want you to have any friend at all? If you don't have any friend, that should be your choice. Not to have any friends. That should be your choice. But from you see the man, I go say, the man don't want you go visit your parents, no want you have no formal contact with your relatives. That is a red light. Tell you say something not right there, so. That is a red light to tell you that no man, this man not right. Andrine say, I know a man take up his this nice lady broke her hand and jawbone, and she's still with him, running behind the man. She needs intervention. She needs help. So Andrine said the man broke her jawbone and broke her hand. Maybe she's waiting on him to take her life. Maybe that is what she's running behind him for. And it might sound harsh, but maybe that is what she's running behind him for. Because you said the man broke her jawbone and him broke her hand. Look at that thing as your jawbone. Look at that thing as your jawbone. So him broke your jawbone and him break your hand. So and she's still running behind him. So maybe she's running behind him, waiting on him to take her life. Trudy says some of them just want to stay. Some of them just love the lick. And Trudy, it is funny that you said that. I believe after a time, you know what I believe? As you say, some of them love the lick. You know what I believe? I believe when they are in the abuse for a period of time, their bodies become immune to the beating. Their bodies become immune to the beating. So then to them, to you, to us, whose bodies cannot take lick, because I don't know for any of you ladies, but for me body can't take no lick. It can't endure them beating there. When I was younger and my parents used to, you know when you're little and parents beat you. And my parents used to beat me. As me get a little lick, you see the mark all over my skin. So there is no way that I could hide it. People are going to see it. Even now, if I even bounce up on somewhere, by a couple hours after, you see my skin look all black and blue. So me couldn't hide it. People would see me I get some good lick on my skin. So I don't know for you ladies, but my body cannot take any lick. My body is too precious to endure any lick. So as she says, some of the ladies love the lick. Maybe after a time, their bodies become immune to it. So to us, whose bodies cannot take any lick, it is something to us. Yes, but to them, it is nothing. Yeah. So, Lasita said, we ladies, we women need to wake up and smell the coffee. It's sad. Not only the coffee, they should smell. They should wake up for true. Wake up out of them sleep, man. Your life is precious. Why would I make the decision to end my life before when I can live a few years longer? Why would I want to live a few years less? Sister Sansi said they need counseling and support. And I don't think it's easy for them. Let me read it on this one. Yeah, I don't think it's easy for them to walk away in all cases. Well, Sister Sansi, surprise, surprise. If you should know that a lot of these ladies, some of these ladies that remain in the abusive marriage/relationship, none of them get counseling. None of them get counseling. Some of them, if you try to tell them, say it wrong, they will even hate you. They will even come at you. They will even come at you. Right now, I know of a situation. A young girl, 33 years old. I have her story in my WhatsApp and she gave me the permission. I can share her story to you. She was going through abuse. As she are the breadwinner in the relationship. She was the breadwinner in the relationship. As she paid the bills. And she was there enduring the abuse. And it was when she get 6 right hand, 6 thump, the man give her in her face, one behind the other. And she felt her body fell down to the floor so hard. She saw it was then at the point of death. Reality begin to sink in. And that was when she decided, say, let me take it over. It is done once and for all. Because some of the ladies, let me tell you what happened. Then get the beating. The man come and say they're sorry. And then they say, all right, forgive them. It not happen again. Second time again it happen. Then come and say they're sorry. The man forgive them. Some of them, you know. Third time again, then come back. Then give them something hotter. Then say they're sorry. Then forgive them. Until it reach to the point where it is a habitual thing. The man not even bother say they're sorry again. Because they weren't sorry in the first place. Look here, it's when it comes on to abuse. I don't know for anybody else. But let me tell you something. When it comes on to abuse, it irritates me. When it comes on to abuse, look here, it gets me so emotional when it comes on to abuse. Our men are supposed to be loving our women. Men are supposed to love women. And men are supposed to care for women. And you know what I realize? Some of these men themselves, that's why the lady them have to run. That's why the lady them have to take a stand and decide, say, look here, I am going to choose and I choose me. I choose my life. I choose my life because some of these men, you know that they have been abused. They are victims. Some of these men that abuse their wives, you know that they are victims of abuse also. And the pattern continues. That's why somebody have to break it. Somebody have to break it. And when I speak of abuse, you know, I am not only referring to just physical abuse. But the reason why I stay at physical abuse, because that is the one that can take your life. The physical one, a lot of persons are being verbally abused also. Verbally abused also. And when I say abuse, I am not singling out any abuse. Abuse is abuse. But the verbal one, somebody can tell you the worst things about you. Your husband can abuse you and tell you the worst things. The word them, him not physically lick you yet. Him not physically abuse you yet. But he can just take something and give you one lick and you know wake up back. Men are supposed to protect the women. They are supposed to love their wives, care for their wives. The Bible says they are supposed to love them just as how Christ loved the church. They're not supposed to box them down and kick them down. And I believe that our women should take a stand. Leave out of it. Don't stay. I would have never encouraged a sister to stay in an abusive relationship. When I encourage that sister to stay, and tomorrow morning me get a news, say the sister, them find her lifeless. Them find her lifeless. Now I'm going to start to say to myself, say, it is my fault. And me tell her stay night. I rather to tell her, say, you know what, go on back at your parents' yard. If you don't have no parents' yard, if you go find somewhere, leave, go, don't stay in there. Some of these men, they are horrible. They need help themselves. And some of them is because of how they were brought up. So because of how they were brought up, they believe that it is okay. Now, physical abuse, it's becoming a norm. It has become a norm. Like it is the norm. It is the norm for husbands to beat their wives. And that is not anything. It is like you taking your wife on a date. Because some of the men, they not even hide it. And some of the women, them not even hide it either. That they are being physically abused. Why is this becoming a norm? Why are our ladies, our women allowing this to become a norm? We are the ones that have to stand up and break the cycle. Our grandparents went through the same thing. Our great-grandparents went through the same thing. We are the one that should get up, take a stand, break the cycle. This shouldn't be a norm. This shouldn't be a norm. A lot of I know of women. I know of women, ladies, who are not able to conceive today because of what? Beating what them husband give them. Beat them. In the state of being pregnant, them husband beat them to the point where their reproductive organ get damaged in the process. Come on, ladies. We should take a stand. And if I have my sister and she's been abused by her husband, you best believe I am going to tell her to walk out of that. Separate yourself. Because that man is going to take your life. If you don't decide to do something, if you just decide to just stay in there and take them lit there, it is going to reach to a point where I'm going to read about you on social media. I am going to watch videos of you circulating on social media. I believe our ladies we are strong. Stand up, man. Take a stand. And a lot of these mothers also know that their daughters are in abusive relationship. And they are the ones, some of these mothers, they are the ones that are telling their daughters, say, I must be your fault. I saw I go as some man. Yes, some of these mothers, them tell them daughters, I saw man steer. And you should tolerate that. You should accept that. My God. Maybe them themselves are victims of abuse as well. So they don't even know better. Because maybe they themselves them endure it until them reach certain age, them get old. So them don't know any better. So that is only what they can say. Miss Fortune said, the thing ladies have to know, you can love that person, but love yourself enough to know that you're worth more. Your worth is more valuable than any other thing. That's not healthy for you. That was what I said earlier. That was what I said earlier. Love yourself enough to know that you are more valuable than whatever that man have, whatever that man possess. Love yourself enough, and I believe a lack of love. Some of these our ladies, they don't love themselves enough. Their self-esteems are so low. And a lot of them too. You see the same man them where beat them. They are the ones that let them the ladies them self-esteem so low. They are the cause of it. Because what? They verbally abuse them. They verbally abuse them. Because that's how it starts, you know. The verbal abuse. And look here, when you see the verbal abuse start, you know, so that's a red light. You soon start get some lick after. Because the physical abuse is just right there around the corner. Come in. Love yourself enough. You're not going to call me any names. My price is far above Ruby's. And look for Ruby now. Whenever you see them start to verbal abuse you, you know that the physical abuse is right around the corner coming. So they start to verbally abuse you, to lower your self-esteem, to let you feel like you're not good enough, to make you feel ugly, to make you feel like you're not worth anything. Yes, but tell yourself, my price is far above Ruby's. And if my price is far above Ruby's, you best believe it. You're not beat me up. I am not going to tolerate it. I believe our women tolerate these things. I tolerate them man here. I thump them in their face. So tomorrow morning you should go to work and you have to call in and make an excuse because you have a big black eye. Your jaw swell big. You tolerate. Some of our ladies tolerate these men. Tolerate their attitude. No, we should not tolerate it. The vows we take say, until death do us part. It doesn't mean that you have to take me out of this world. It no mean say you fi take me out of this world. For better or for worse. It doesn't mean that you should be the one to inflict the worst on me. No. No, it no mean that. Maxine Moore said, me run gone, me not taking it. The very first time he do it, I am out. The second time, he can be. Oh, glory, me can read that part. Lasita say, some of the men them only have woman strength, but make a man attack them out a road. That is it. They only can beat up woman, nothing else. They can only beat women, nothing else. That's why the women them fi stand up. Stand up, take a stand. Now try fight them, you know. When I say stand up, you know, don't fight them, you know. Don't fight them. You don't have to fight them, but you take a stand. And I am going to walk out. Rochelle said, yes, usually it's name calling first, then a shove, then a slap, and then a punch. Exactly. TNR channel say, all of those type of abusive relationship is from childhood stage. They see what happened to their parents getting licked from the father. So when they see some of these type of unhealthy relationship, they believe that it is okay. This is how you treat the person that you are in a relationship. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And a lot of these relationships, you know, a lot of these relationships, not all, but a lot of them come from when people marry to the wrong person. Some people married to the devil in a disguise. Some people married to the devil in disguise. When people make decisions to marry, because marriage is a very serious thing. When people make decision to marry and they make the decision on their own, they don't consult God. Most of the time, this is what happens. And take note, you can marry to the right person too and the devil come in. Yeah? You can get married to the right person too and the devil come in. And that person, the devil get to that person. Remember, when the first marriage that took place in Genesis between Adam and Eve, remember, the devil, Satan, got to Eve. Satan got to Eve. Satan deceived Eve. Then Eve got to her husband, deceived Adam. Adam listened to Eve then. Now, take note. Remember that marriage was ordained by God, you know. Remember, that marriage was ordained by God. So, the marriage can be ordained by God and the devil come in as well. You best believe. The devil can come in to something ordained by God or to a marriage that is ordained by God. But in the end, because it has been ordained by God, then that marriage will overcome. And it no means because the marriage ordained by God, if the devil come in and the man start lick you, because you know for sure that the marriage ordained by God, you are going to stay there and take the lick them. No. Walk away. Seek help. Seek help. Maybe I know it's not a physical thing. Maybe it's a spiritual. Look here, because you see if the marriage is ordained by God and the enemy come in now, that's a spiritual attack on the marriage. That's a spiritual attack. That is a different thing. So you're still not going to stay there and elite them. You are going to walk away and seek help. You know, after they're right in the house with him, fi help. Fi get help. But you go walk away, seek help. You go get able men and women of God who can help you pray. Pray against the attack on your marriage. But that still not say no stay around him. Because the enemy know. The enemy knows say I seek help. So you don't know when the devil will tell him to do the worst. So even if the marriage is ordained by God, it is not in a category where the enemy cannot come in. The enemy can come in. But when I mention that a lot of persons marry wrong, I mean on a wide scale. You see how it often, how many of our ladies? Yes. I believe a lot of these marriages, a lot of them, will end somewhere it wasn't ordained by God. We end in one person losing their lives. A lot of them weren't ordained by God. All right. Shamara Seal, welcome. So Rochelle says, yes, that's true. The adversary can attack you using your husband. Yes. Annette, welcome. Guys, remember as you join in, like the live. So for you guys that came on late, you're going to have to go back, go rewatch the recording. Because I want you guys to hear everything that we have discussed already that you didn't get to hear. Everything that you missed, yes, I want you guys to hear what we discussed already. All right? Yes, exactly. Leave. Leave. And if it is a God ordained marriage, the Lord will fix it. And the Lord will definitely restore it. So if the man a beat you, if the man a give you some goodly, because look here, I know of wives, women that are married, to man, and they use a machete, Is a machete they use and beat them, Is a machete then. What if one of them there, when him draw the machete, say, I beat him, I go beat you with it. What if he miss? The machete go in a wrong direction and something worse happen. Guys, we have to look on these things, We have to look on these things. This is very serious. We have to look on these things. This is very serious. It's a very serious matter. It's a very serious matter. So some persons are just looking and they don't have nowhere to go. Do you know how many persons right now, how many of our females, how many of our sisters, how many of our sisters would still be alive today if they had walked away? Go and get help, seek help. Do you know how many of them would have still be alive today if they had walked away, seek help? Do you know how many of them are not alive today because they said they never have nowhere to go? In the end, they went somewhere. They went to an early grave. This is a very serious thing. It's nothing to joke about. It's nothing to take lightly either. Do you know how many of our women, our sisters, our aunts, our cousins, our nieces, our friends would be alive today if they had walked away, seek help, seek intervention? And do you know how many of them, our sisters, our aunts, our nieces, our friends, are not alive today because they said they did not have anywhere to go? In the end, they went somewhere. They went to an early grave. Very serious thing. It's a very, very serious. This topic is a very serious topic. And what makes it so serious? Look at what is happening all around us. Look at what is happening all around us. Look at what is going on. We hear it. We hear it on the news. We watch it on social media. We read it in the papers. So many kids are left motherless because they said they didn't have anywhere to go. TNR channel said, all those things are just wickedness. The Bible says a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. But yet you see and hear of so many abusive relationships that get out of hand. It is sad. Definitely sad. Definitely sad. Definitely, it's a sad one. Rochelle says, I think it's better to be homeless than to be in an abusive marriage. You replace your things that you lose. You replace the thing that you lose when you walk away, but you can't replace your life. None at all. None at all. You can never, your life cannot be replaced. Not only your life too, but even sometimes the lives of your children, they cannot be replaced. So to all of the ladies that are watching this, the sisters, the women that are watching this, because some of you right now are suffering in silence. Some of you right now are suffering in silence. You're not saying anything. You are tolerate the man them. Some of you are saying you don't have anywhere to go. You have to find somewhere to go. Because soon or later, you are going to end up somewhere. Somewhere where there is no coming back. Your children are going to be left alone without a mother's care. You don't know who will become the guardian for your kids when you are not there in spirit to take care of them. So all of you ladies that are watching this, the kingdom sisters, the kingdom wives, all of you that are watching this, if you are there watching and you know that this has happened to you, you need to wake up if you are sleeping. If you are tolerating this kind of lifestyle from your husband, you need to wake up. It means you're sleeping. You are worth far more than you are settling for. Don't devalue yourself. You are worth far more than you think you are worth. Your prices are far above rubies. You are stronger than what you think. You think you have no way out, but there is always a way out. You have to want to get out. When you want to get out, you will see a way out. You need to want to get out. Now, when you are in something and you want to get out, you're going to look for a way out. You're going to look for a door. If it is even a hole, you're going to crawl through that hole and come out. But you are going to find a way out. Kingdom sisters, kingdom ladies, kingdom wives, value yourself. The Bible says that your husbands should love you, not beat you. Your husband should take care of you, not abuse you, not disrespect you. The Bible says that the husbands should love their wives just as how Christ loves the church. If you are married and you know what is love, you are not being loved. You are being treated by like a piece of a rag, like a piece of doormat. And I know any doormat neither because you have some good, nice doormat. But you can't wipe dirty foot pan. If you are being treated, if you are being abused, if you are being disrespected, If your husband a box you down, kick you down, thump you down, abuse you, any form of abuse, do not just sit and accept this. And I believe the church should come out more and speak against this. And I believe our leaders should not be telling our sisters, the kingdom ladies, that you remember you're married and it's for better or for worse. I believe our leaders, the leaders of the church, should come out, expand on this topic, explain before the people you married, the marriage officers, before you get them married, tell them what the vow means, tell them what it truly means. Tell them what it truly means. Because a lot of our sisters and our kingdom's wives and the ladies, they are settling. They are enduring in silence because what? They took the vows that said for better or for worse until death do us part. And I believe that a lot of our ladies are suffering. And take a stand. If you are there watching, take a stand. As of from today, say, this is it. Say, this is it. I am not going to sit and keep quiet no more. I'm not endure no more of them beating here. I am going to seek help. I am going to seek help. I'm going to walk away and seek help. I know divorce, myself a divorce, Walk away and seek help. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing, for giving your feedback. Ladies, we are strong. Ladies, we are strong. Them say, at the man, at the head, but without the neck, the head is useless. There's a saying that says that the man is the head, but without the neck, then the head is useless. Ladies, you are strong. We are strong. Some of you guys don't even know how strong you are. Let nobody tell you otherwise. Let nobody devalue you, not even your husband. Let nobody let you think less than you are to think of yourself. The Lord bless you. The Lord bless you. Thank you for coming over to discuss. May God continue to keep you. The Bible says that my people suffer because of a lack of knowledge. I pray that you are not in that percentage who, because of a lack of knowledge, they perish. My people perish because of a lack of knowledge. I pray that you are not in that percentage that will perish because of a lack of knowledge. The Lord bless you. Thank you for tuning in on another season of Let's Chat. Remember, guys, to like the live. Thank you for tuning in. Until we meet next Thursday, same time, same place, 10:30 a.m. YouTube live for Let's Chat. Remember, join me tomorrow on TikTok live, 10:30 a.m., where we celebrate Jesus. Come expecting a blessing. Shalom, everybody.